OKFM 101.7.
Ora Kofi Kukubo, a director of research for Dr. Kwabena Duffour campaign. No entry in Komo. Mr. Kofi Kukubo, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And how's life treating you, sir?
We are blessed. I hope Kumasi is beautiful.
Yeah. Everything is cool. Everything is cool.
Thank God.
But I've heard that the campaign team of Dr. Kwabena Duffour is not, enthused about happenings prior to the elections of the flag bearer and then the parliamentary candidates respectively, and you are calling for the postponement. What is the reason?
Anyway, let me be emphatic. We are concerned about presidential primary.
Oh, okay.
Not the parliamentary, because we do not have any locals.
Okay.
To even speak about parliamentary.
Thank you for the clarification.
So the presidential primary, the reason why we are asking for postponement is because the base document, which is the voter register, is not complete. As we are talking today or this morning, Dr. Kwabena Duffour campaign team do not have access to the full complement of the voter register. They gave us 220 constituencies on the 4th of May. And we all know that we have 276 or 275 constituencies. In that case, 55 constituencies are outstanding. So we cannot say the voter register is complete. Now, if the voter register is not complete, as of today, which is the 9th, 4 days to election, when is it going to be complete for it to be verified, for voters to check their names, that their names are there or their names are not there, so that they can carry out the correction to ensure that no voter is denied his or her fundamental right to elect the right flag bearer for the party. So long as the voter register is not complete, maybe 3 days, 4 days to election, it means that you cannot go into an election with incomplete voter register. What are the consequences of that? That means you are going to deny those who are eligible to vote their right to vote because their names will not be in the register. And you're also going to create room for those who are not eligible to vote. So these are the irregularities that will happen. And when such thing happens, the free and fair principle of election is compromised. Then number two, the 220 photo album, which is the voter register, that were handed over to us on the 4th of May, 2023. We conducted our own assessment, and it is full of irregularities. Certain additions were made. That means if you do the addition, some constituencies, they are more than the expected total number that is expected. That means some people have been added to the voter register who are not supposed to be there. That's one irregularity. A large number, about 54% of the delegates on that list cannot be identified. Now, why are we saying
kindly repeat that session for me?
54% of those on the 220 photo album or constituencies they have given to us cannot be identified.
Wow! What accounts for that?
Exactly, because they don't have their photo in the album. They do not have their names. They have only their names, but they don't have voter ID on the album. They don't have party ID on the album. They don't have their age on the album. They don't have their sex or gender on the album. And they do not have the position they are holding in their branches on the album. How do you identify a person with only a name? And the elections committee is saying that those people are all eligible to vote. That creates room for abuse. Because it will be difficult for someone to come and say, oh, This is my voter ID. This is my name. I am the person. No image of the person. And we all know that if you're asking for Kofi Kukubo, you can get 1,001 Kofi Kukubo in the country.
Sure.
So anybody coming with any form of identification that I am the one will be allowed to. These are the irregularities. So these will be subject to all kinds of manipulation, and it will cause chaos. And we are saying that no problem with all these irregularities. We, as a candidate, or Dr. Kabran as a candidate, it is just wise and advisable for the party to postpone the 13th May and make sure that all stakeholders are seated to ensure that the voter register as it is now is clean. So we have a timeline. Come up with a roadmap.
As you say, it's fraught with anomalies.
A lot of anomalies and irregularities.
Sure, okay.
So it is inaccurate and it is incomplete. And you cannot go to an election. Just imagine Electoral Commission of Ghana going for an election. Then we have a register that is not complete, and we have a register that is full of inaccuracy. I mean, what do you think? It can't happen in this country. And if you cannot allow it to happen in this country, we also must not allow it to happen in our internal context.
Sir, so what steps are you taking to cure these anomalies?
Okay.
The first step is to exhaust the party structure. And as we are speaking, I believe Dr. Kabran Duffour's campaign team have exhausted fully the party structure and the rules. Because we have appealed to the General Secretary and we have appealed to the Election Committee. So these are the two bodies. Because the Elections Committee's work also falls directly under the Secretariat, so the General Secretary. They have been informed. Every election is a legal action. So it has legal ramifications, it has legal consequences, it has legal action. So therefore, all these things we are doing are legal steps that we are taking. And if they do not respond, then we may be forced to invoke all the legal actions that are required to ensure that the voter register is guaranteed with integrity to ensure free and fair elections.
Sir, yesterday, for instance, we had discourse with Daniel Amati, Acting Director of Elections. He discounted the story that you've put up, that as far back last year, albums were given to you. So if albums were not given to you, whom were you campaigning to vote for you?
I don't know what they meant by albums were given to us. I'm telling you that albums cannot be given to us per their own regulation, because photo album can only be given to a candidate after the candidate has successfully gone through vetting. And when was vetting done? Vetting was done only in March.
Sure.
22nd March.
Mm-hmm.
Balloting was done on 24th March.
Mm-hmm.
So how can he give photo album to people who are not yet candidates? I mean, that statement is completely false and inaccurate. That does not mean I've not come up with any intention. You cannot give photo album to anybody who declared his intention to contest. You can only give photo album or the voter register to people who have successfully paid the money that is required. That means the fee that is required, and have successfully gone through vetting. It is only then that the photo album or the voter register can be given to the candidate, because it is only then that you are now recognized as a person who is eligible to contest. So that statement is completely false and inaccurate. Nobody can give voter photo album. That means they have done something themselves to some possible candidates, and thinking we are part of it. But as far as we are concerned, as Dr. Kabran Duffour only became eligible after that, it is then that we are supposed to have the voter register or the photo album. And we didn't have it until 4th May, which only a partial photo album was given to us. That is 220 constituents. And even that one is full of inaccuracy.
And that you are on record to have said that 54% of the 220 constituency members of or the delegates cannot be identified.
They cannot be identified.
Either by voter ID, photo, age.
There's nothing of that sort on the register except their name. Only name.
Sir, when you notified the election executives or committee, what response did you get?
As I'm talking to you, we have written to them on the 17th of April. That was a text message to them, registering our disappointment in not having the voter register after successful vote. So we demanded immediately that we should be given. We wrote to them again on the 2nd of May 2023, officially now, so requesting that as of today, which we have gone far beyond the 21 days or 3 weeks mandate of candidates having the voter register for verification, we still do not have access to the register. They did not reply officially. We only had a call on the 3rd of May, inviting us from one Mahdi Gabriel, who is also a member of the election committee, that they were inviting us for a meeting. And what was the agenda? Was to brief us on the progress they have made so far towards the future. So we were there on the 4th. We again registered our process. Thankfully, we have minutes, and we also have our report on that on that meeting. And that's a response that is attached to the postponement. Then we also attach to the postponement request the assessment we have made on the 220 constituencies and the inaccuracies is covered. So officially they have not responded. So we submitted everything to them yesterday again at the meeting that they called. And according to them, as she stated that remaining few constituencies to be given to us by Amate, even as of yesterday, we did not have even the remaining few of the constituencies that were supposed to give to us. So still as we speak today, we only still have only 220 constituencies on our hard drive. We do not have the remainder of the constituencies. So we do not have the full complement of the voter rate.
Sir, is it not surprising that the camp of other prospective candidates are also not complaining, like Mr. Mahama campaign team and then that of Kofi Bonsu?
I cannot speak on their behalf.
Okay.
But as of yesterday, we are very much aware, according to the election committee, and the representative of John Mahama in the name of Peter Otokuno stated that they do not have access to the register. They are yet to pick it. Therefore, means maybe they are assuming Kojo Bonsu's rep was not available yesterday, but on the 4th of May, he was available, one Reverend Lydia, and according to the elections committee, they said they asked that the voter register should be forwarded to their email. I don't know whether they have received it. I don't know what assessment they have done. We have received it, and we did assess. So if you took the voter register and you did not do any assessment on the voter register, then you don't have anything to complain about. We made sure we did the first level of verification. And the second level of verification is, which we are also requesting, is to have a voter register exhibition for the people in each branch and constituency to verify whether indeed their names are captured in the register or removed, so that the corrective measures will be taken to ensure that the register is, we can say it is now a register that is full of integrity. But as of now, we do not have that register that we can say, oh, the register is not compromised. It is incomplete, it's inaccurate.
Sir, as Director of Research for Dr. Kwabena Duffour, what are his chances?
They are very bright. The whole country is calling for change. They want new faith. The whole country wants new faith. They are journalists. You know that vote is asking for a new faith. The 2024 election is going to be based on the economy. Because the whole country, the problem, the mess in which we are now as a country, is because of a group of people who do not have any clue on how to put the economic footing of this country on its proper footing. And Dr. Kwabena Duffour has traceable track and impeccable record that he has under his reign as a finance minister. And in the history of Ghana, he is the only finance minister that was able to expand Ghana's economy, that's the GDP, to 14.5% GDP in Ghana. It's a record from 1961 to 2023. No other finance minister, no other government has attained that state. It was really just a government before the finance minister. And he's the only finance minister, again, that sustained single-digit inflation for 32 months in this country. So under his Ministry of Finance and with the late President Atamil, you could see that the economy of the country was beginning to expand. The whole world was asking. It was the fastest growing economy in the world during his period. And if 2024 election is going to be an election based on the economy, then we need an experienced hand, we need a mature person who can govern the whole country and make sure people unite behind him to move this country forward. And there is no other person, as of now, both in MPP and in NDC, apart from the government. And he is the right person to win the 2024 election and bring this country back from the quagmire that we find ourselves.
Sir, are you not alarmed as campaign team that most of the national executives are openly campaigning for Mr. Mahama? Likewise, members of parliament.
That is also the arbitrary nature of the election. We also raised that in the postpone. But we don't care, because if people are violating the party's own regulations and constitution, and the national executives are standing aloof, we are listening to the grassroots. The grassroots know the person they want to be the flag bearer. So we are focused, because we do not want to engage in unnecessary battle that will take our focus off the campaign. We are focused. Those who are violating the regulation, because we have one Japon Kujo OT regional chairman who claimed he's the chairman of the Association of Regional Chairmen, that all chairmen are guaranteeing 95 or 99.9% of the vote to John Mahama. Even Saddam Hussein, under all his dictatorial regime, would not even galvanize 99.9% under his regime. So if somebody, regional chairman, represented by Japon Kujo, is publicly declaring that they are guaranteeing 99.9% vote, is it not therefore implying that they have set up a machine for rigging? That is up to people to answer. So
you have the view that they have set up a machinery for rigging the elections?
I'm asking questions.
Oh, you're asking questions, okay.
Question based on the Japon Kujo state that all the regional chairmen are guaranteeing 99.9%. What is the implication? Does it mean that they have set up a machine to rig elections or to rig the presidential primary? That is a question everybody should be asking.
Have you been disclosed of the election arrangements?
The arrangement, you see, let me put this in a proper context. Even YC, the Electoral Commission, they are independent body. So they can go ahead and conduct election without consulting anybody. But in their own wisdom and by convention, they know that without consulting stakeholders, that would be a recipe for disaster. So they have set up an IPAC where all the stakeholders gather around the table to make the input. So they call IPAC meeting from time to time to make an input into the election process and procedure till the day of election. That also shall be replicated in the internal context of NDC. Unfortunately, as I'm speaking to you, I say apart from the fourth meeting and other meetings, we have never had any consultative meeting with the stakeholders.
I see. Sir, let's hope that things will get better for you.
Oh, we believe. I believe. I trust in the wisdom of the national assembly. I believe they will postpone this election, but they are aware, very much aware that.
And if it falls on deaf ears, what are you going to do?
Well, that's why we are saying we are going to invoke all the legal action.
By going to court?
Well, it's a possibility.
But I slept about 4 days, so.
Yeah. All the possibilities are open.
Okay.
But we trust in their judgment that they will postpone.
Okay.
Because the evidence we have given to them is obvious that they cannot close their eyes to the facts presented.
We appreciate your time spent with us, sir.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Ora Kofi Kukubo, Director of Research at the Emma Dr. Kwabena Duffour campaign as presidential aspirant of the NDC. And the other train command Komono, Brofre, Risa, Yenina, Okakanina, Bom Titi Bifimua. And they say, Aboma, Wamade Batu, you know, Abano. Wamade 220 constituencies, dear Nama Wom. Dear Kanamai, 220 constituencies, you know, 54%. Nipanwa Wamu Edin Womuno. Voter ID in Kahun, photo in Kahun, picture in Kahun. It is will be a banose. What as a cause of Diumia, and no, not Yenya as a cause of Diumi bear me and son. When the original now woman. To the almost to say, I didn't inaccurate, incomplete. Nanka party no, and train a battle on better Saturday and saying, Minimum Mama bye. Okay, 101.7 Senior.
OKFM 101.7.